Alright, this is the new layout for Fancy Creek since they added in a campsite and a bathroom. T-pads, I was told they were actually going to be pouring concrete out here in the next month or two, so there will be pads coming. Currently we just have some T-signs that just have numbers on them just to kind of give you an idea where they're at. Every T-pad now has 4 flags, so you at least know where the back and the front is. And so this is hole 1. There is a double mando between those 2 trees down there, which I'll show you when I walk through. I can't remember the distances of everything right now. I'm sure I can add them in the comments. But hole 1 is a par 3 for right now. The way the mando will work is if you go to the right of the mando or the left of the mando, there's not a drop zone. You actually play back into the fairway until you get through the double mando. So the double mando, like I said, is right there between those 2 trees. Go out here a little wide so you can see the basket. I have had a lot of people say the black baskets are hard to see, so I know it's not a permanent fix, but I did wrap the center pole with some really bright tape, so at least it's able to see. But you can see here the double mando, obviously left of that tree, right of that tree. And the basket is right there. And there is a creek bed about 30 feet past the basket that if you're in the water, it is OB as well. And then moving on to hole 2, which is just right down the way here. So hole 2 is also a par 3. I believe it's 256 feet, but it is through this opening. So there's a hyzer line roughly in there, forehand line or a lefty line, righty line, and it is behind that tree down there. And just so you know, I've had some cows following me. They got out. So they've been chilling out here. They were out here yesterday and the day before, leaving little surprises everywhere. Nothing yet for a mando through the trees. There probably should be, so you're not in hole 9's fairway. But hole 2's basket is right there behind that tree. Like I said, it's about 256, 258 feet. All of this tall grass here is all OB. Road left is OB. So there's the basket, probably 50 feet behind this tree. You're shooting from over there to here. Hole 3, I kind of ran out of OB tape, but I am taping lines. That way there's no question of what's in and what's out. Hole 3 is just right up here on the top of the hill at the intersection of the road. Hole 9's tee is right there. So hole 3 is like 228, I believe, and it's a tunnel shot that plays like an island. The basket, you can see, is down there. Road on the left is OB. Tall grass on the right is OB. Creek beyond is OB. You continue to re-tee until you land safely anywhere in this grass area. I did go through with some of this OB tape. That way there's at least a clear, justified line for everybody who throws. So once again, there is hole 3's basket. I did clear out a little section right here by this big tree, mainly for whenever they mow, they can get around it. And so there's a little bit more of a landing area, so it's not as hard. That is a sign that leads to hole 8, which I'm only bringing that up just so people can find it, because that's a little bit of a walk after playing hole 7. Hole 4 goes across this, it's kind of a bridge, it's more of a road with a culvert through it. Hole 4, we used to tee off over here for hole 3, but hole 4 is right here, and you can't really see, but it's all the way down in those trees. It's kind of a crush. Once again, it is just a par 3. Yeah, the OB is the road to the left, and maybe at some point it might be this tall grass here, but there's really no point for it. I was thinking the tall grass up until this big tree right here, and then anything past it would be good. But for now, it's just the road. So probably still can't see it because that sun is killing me. But it is right there underneath that U-shaped tree. And the tee pad is back there to the left of that tree. So, par 3, road OB. First time I played this was 2 days ago, and I watched Chevy Pride get a 2 on it. So, it is possible. It's kind of bogus. He got lucky, but it is doable. So, somebody 2s it on the first round. I say it's par 3. So yeah, there's the basket. At a later date, there might be a long tee down that way. So for hole 5, you come up here. There will be a campsite right there where the pipe and electrical and stuff is. So the way this will be, of course, I mean, you shouldn't go left anyways, but there will be a Mando right of that big tree. And hole 5 goes down here and then bends around the right. The OB on this hole is just the road and beyond. If you land in the stuff on the right, you just play out of it per the normal. Not an ideal place to be. So it comes up here. Of course, like I said, the road up there is OB. But this huge bend to the right, the road follows it on the left the whole way. And the basket is right there. Before, we'd always play this little island where this Fancy Creek sign is as OB. Right now there's not really a clear-cut line, so if we or the state park rebuilds that up with rocks so it's a clear, concise area, that will be OB again, kind of playing it as like a monument area. But there is the basket for hole 5. The creek behind it, I've only seen water in it when the whole area was flooding, so it's not necessarily OB. So yeah, we're not gonna play it as OB. Hole 6 is right across the street. We used to tee off on the street and go up on the hill to the right, but they built a brand new bathhouse, so it became a safety issue. So hole 6, you tee off over here, and the basket is right there at the tip of my finger. The OBs on this one, any grass on this side or up the hill on the right, on the road, is OB. You're only inbounds if you land in the grass on the left side of the road. So basically, it plays as an island. So if you do go OB, you would re-tee. If you're on the right side or on the road, due to never being inbounds. With that being said, on your drive, even if you hit in and skip out, we will call that safe, just because you did hit the island and went OB. So as long as you hit the grass on the left side and skip out, you are safe. Or not safe, but you would be playing from where you were last inbounds. Hole 7 is right across the road, just kind of northwest of the new bathroom. They will be pouring concrete and stuff here about the same time they're going to try to do the pads. I had to replace that sign because somebody stole the last one. So hole 7, you shoot down to the basket that is down by that sign. Unfortunately, we used to tee off up there, and that's no longer a hole, but you know, had to do what I had to do. So hole 7 is down there. Got a little bit of tree trimming, I think, that I'll end up doing, at least on the left side, to give a lefty route. But for now, I'm gonna leave it, see how it goes, see how it's played. The OBs on this are road to the left and beyond, road to the right and beyond, and anything past it on the road. And you would just throw from where you throw out of bounds. I did put a white sign on the Hidden Hollow campground sign that's right here on the end that says hole 8 is up forward to the right of hole 3. That way, if somebody doesn't have UDIS to see the map or hasn't played here before, it will help them a little bit. But there's the basket for hole 7. Once again, you tee off up there by the bathhouse, and all road is OB. Moving on to hole 8. Like I said, this is probably the biggest walk between holes by far. You'll follow the road down up here across a little culvert bridge, and the tee pad is on the right. Before hole 7, you teed off where basket 3 is now, and you shot over the road and over the creek. But now you go past hole 4, across the creek, which is really empty right now. And I've got one little sign right here, just so even if they're playing hole 3, they see hole 8 is up ahead. You just go across this little creek, which we're talking about trying to put some kind of wood or something down so we have a little bit more accessible way across the creek. But this is hole 8. So there is a line to the right, a line to the left, and the basket is right there through those trees. So there is a hyzer line, there is a forehand line for right-handed or left-handed players. It's a little bit shorter hole. Playing uphill, it does play a little bit longer than it looks. Not super long, but yeah, so the righty hyzer line will be right here through these trees. And the basket is right here at the top of this hill. The road behind and beyond is OB. The interesting thing about this is if you do have a skip, it does go down there and now you have an uphill putt. The creek to the left is not OB for the time now because there's very rarely water in it. To get to hole 9, you go up to the road and back towards where you started. Kind of a awesome little area. So hole 9, like I said earlier, is right next to hole 3 and kind of side by side with hole 2. But hole 9 is just a dead straight, decently far shot. Basket is right there. And the road to the right and beyond is OB. Everything left is in bounds. I mean, even if you're in the trees. But yeah, so everything is in bounds. Short grass out here, just because where the basket is in the hole, it shouldn't conflict with much. Once again, this hole is a par 3. Every hole out here is a par 3, so it is a par 27 for 9 holes. We played 4 rounds and less than 4 hours yesterday of 18 holes, so it plays really fast, really smooth. Pretty enjoyable, pretty difficult, especially if you play all the OBs. So there's hole 9's basket. It's about 30 feet from the road, and the road is on your right hand side the entire way. After 9, parking lot's just right up there. Thanks.